So I figured I could do today's intro with Manny right here. So today's video is going to be full face of nothing over $5. So we're gonna do a super affordable full face, but these are just the full face of items that I have currently. I can do an updated one of this with better items. I will tell you the prices and where you can get them and stuff like that. So let's just jump right into it. Okay guys, so the first product we're going to jump into is primer. So the primer that I have is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Face Primer. This primer is $4.68. I have this primer. I don't typically really use this primer. I don't feel like it does much for my skin as a base. For brows, I have the e.l.f. eyebrow kit. This is $3. I've had this for a really long time. Talk about expired makeup. This is in the shade Dark. It comes with a powder and a little like wax, like pomade thing. And it comes with this little brush, which I did used to use. So that is $3. I also have the e.l.f. brow pencil. This is in the shade Dark 2, I believe. Or neutral brown. It comes with a spoolie on this end. It usually has a cap, but I don't know where the cap is. This is old already. And then the pencil on this side, it's like already ran out. That's why I don't use it. This, actually, when I was getting into starting to use brow pencils, this was the first brow pencil I got. This brow pencil is $2. So I'm going to get into doing my brows. I'm going to be using the brow pencil first. I usually use brow pencil to outline my brows. This is super running out, so we'll see how this even goes. That's why I wanted to do one brow off camera because I wanted to see how it came out. So I typically outline my brows with a pencil. Now this was a really good brow pencil before I started using my other ones. So this one was my like go-to, but because it was so cheap and stuff. But the reason I didn't buy it again after I started running out was because I wanted to try other ones. I wanted to try something more precise. So this is like super rounded, but I'm more of a super precise, like I like a really, really precise brow pencil to get like the fake hairs in the front. I do not enjoy the spoolie on this though. It like sucks really bad. Taking my eyebrow brush and jumping into the little waxy part, just a tiny bit. To create those like fake hairs where needed, because the eyebrow pencil couldn't, because I didn't have a lot of product. Okay, so when we come to eyeshadows, this is where it was hard for me because the drugstore does have little mini palettes. I don't buy them. So I have this whole palette full of single shadows. It's super dirty, sorry. This whole palette full of single shadows. Now, all of these from these 3 rows are all ColourPop except for the shade. These are all ColourPop shadows. The ColourPop shadows are $5 each, unless some are on sale, then they'll be like $4.50 or like $4. All of this row right here is NYX plus this one. These are all NYX single shadows. I have more. They just don't fit in here, but I have 2 more shades. It's like a purple and yellow. So the NYX single shadows are $4.50. So what I'm going to do is, because this is all I have, so I'm going to create a look using some of these shades, and let's get started. So first I'm going to prep my eyelid using that NYX concealer because I don't have eyeshadow primer. So usually when I set the primer that I'm putting down for my eye makeup, I always set with a skin color close to my skin tone, but because we're going with our budget and I do not have in this palette I do not have a color for that, I am going to go in with my finishing powder. Okay, so the first shade I'm going to jump into is this shade right here called Issues from ColourPop. It's an orange, like a really new, like, light orange. There you go. I'm just going to use sort of like eyeshadow, kind of fluffy. If you guys would want me to do like a video showing you like how to build like a beauty kit, like a super easy, affordable beauty kit, like from the drugstore, I can do that. Like even including like brushes, like I can tell you like where you can get stuff for cheap, and then we can like a full face of makeup. We could do that if you guys would want to see that though. So I'm just using that in my as a transition crease shade. I'm just going to take a clean blending brush, blend that out. Now I'm going to take a little bit more of that shade, and I want it to go a little bit higher up. Take it a little higher up into like closer to the brow bone area, because we really wanted this to be the transition shade. Then I'm going to take this little tiny brush right here, and I'm going to jump into the shade Best Coast Scenario. It's a little bit of a brighter orange, but these shades are not showing up as bright on camera as they do in person. I'm going to take that in the lower crease area. Just around the curves of that like eyelid, but not on the eyelid, just around it. I'm going to take a little eyeshadow brush like this, and I'm going to jump into the shade Soft Core, also by ColourPop. I don't think I used any NYX shadows, and put that all over the lid area. Okay, then I'm going to turn it around and take the back side, and I'm going to jump into Fair Play right here. It's a brighter pink. Keeping this just on the lid. Then I'm going to take that fluffy brush from before and jump back into Best Coast Scenario and go around in the lower crease and around that whole lid area. Then I'm going to take that big, or it's not big, but that like blending brush and I'm going to jump into issues. Make sure there's no harsh line. Okay, I'm just going to curl my eyelashes. Do a quick coat of mascara. So mascara I'm going to use today. I'm not going to do eyeliner right now. I might if I end up doing eyelashes, but my go-to drugstore eyeliner is the Wet n Wild Mega Liner. This one is $2.99. $2.99. But I'm not going to do eyeliner right now. I'm going to move into mascara. So mascara that I have is the NYC mascara by Demi Lovato. So this one I got for $2. Well, it's $2.99, but I got it for $2.50 at Big Lots. So I'm going to put some of this on my lashes. So I don't have any like lashes that are under 5, so that's why I'm not going to put them on camera. So the Wet n Wild foundation is $4.68, so it's under $5. But this used to be like my go-to foundation, but right now this makes my skin way too dry. I'm just gonna have to spray my face with something. So I don't have a setting spray that's under $5. I used to. I have a Wet n Wild one, but Ruben broke it. He stepped on it, so I don't have it anymore. So the only thing that I have that's close to being drugstore is the Pixie Glow Mist. This is $15 though, so it's not in the budget at all. Yeah, so I'm just gonna spray a little bit of this. You can spray anything you want. I'm just gonna spray some of this so it'll be easier on my face. Oh, it's gonna be too light for me right now. So this used to be like a go-to foundation for me. I did like the formula, the wear, everything. It did work good, but my face, since the pregnancy has been changing a lot right now. So, what once worked for me isn't working for me now. I'm just gonna go in with the Beauty Blender. So this is a Real Techniques Beauty Blender. I believe I'll let you know the price. For concealer, I have the NYX HD concealer. This is $4.97. There's this one. And then I got the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer, which these are both big time go-tos for me lately. This concealer is $3.93. $4.97, $3.93. And they both work equally as good. I just have them in 2 different shades. This one's light ivory and this one's beige. They're both different undertones. So I'm gonna use the NYX one, and for just like for extra coverage in the dark circle area, I'm gonna take some of the ColourPop. I mean the Wet n Wild. ColourPop does have a concealer, but that's not in our budget. So this beauty blender that I'm using for my concealer is a super affordable beauty blender as well. I'll let you know the price. This is an Equal Tools one. I love this color combo. So for powder, I don't have an affordable powder. For loose powder, I have the Airspun loose powder. This is also not in the budget though. This is $5.97. Wanna come up? Manolo wants to say hi really quick. What is on your face? Were you eating something? Say hi. But if I do that video with budget friendly, like we'll try to figure out anything under 5 or whatever number you guys want to do, then we can do that and we can find a powder that is under 5. So for a powder that to set my face that is within the budget. This is actually a bronzer, but I use it as a face powder. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon Bronzer in Reserve Your Cabana. This is way too light to use as a bronzer for me. So I'm going to use that to set my face. It's going to give it like a dewy look. Now as for pencil eyeliners, so for eyeliner I'm just going to put use this NYX lip pencil in fuchsia. I mean, you can use lip liners for eyeliner. Okay, I'm going to take this little eyeshadow brush and I'm going to jump into that shade Soft Core from ColourPop. Okay, so now I'm going to take like a lining kind of brush and I'm going to jump into that shade Fair Play. I'm going to grab some and put that super close to that lash line. Now I'm going to take that brush we used earlier for Best Coast Scenario. But I didn't add any extra like product to it. I'm going to take a tiny bit. Okay, now I'm going to take that brush and I'm going to go in with Issues. Okay, I'm just going to put some of that mascara on my lower lashes. So we're going to move on to bronzer. So for bronzer, we got the Wet n Wild palette. I'm sure they have other bronzers, but this is what we use. It's a contouring palette, so I'm going to use this as bronzer for today. I'm going to use my Profusion brush. This has been like my go-to brush for bronzer lately. I love it. It's so super soft and like applies so good. It like makes it buildable. It's super soft. I love it because it's so soft. So this one that I'm using right now is Dulce de Leche. This is $3.93. Next, we're gonna do blush. We got the Makeup Revolution, the matte blush. This is in the shade Beloved. This one is $5. We do have the whole pink and orange vibe going on. So for highlight, I do have the Precious Petals. This is the Wet n Wild highlight, the Mega Glow highlight. This is in the shade Precious Petals right here. These are $4.68. This one's in Blossom Glow. We're gonna go in with Precious Petals. We're gonna throw on a little bit of Blossom Glow on top of that. This is Precious Petals. See, $4.68, and you get a super blinding highlight. Okay, now I'm gonna do Blossom Glow, which doesn't really need it because I only swiped in once, guys. For inner corner highlight, I'm gonna take Blossom Glow. Next, we're gonna go with lips, right? So for lips, I definitely recommend the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuits. They are $4.68. These are the colors I have right now in front of me. So this look can definitely, oh, not that one, be paired with either of these two, but I'm gonna go with This one's Coral Corruption. So these lips for the price point, their formula is so good. They're super matte. It's not like a drying matte, or it's not a like very uncomfortable to wear matte. It's like, and they're long lasting. It'll last through like your eating, which is always a problem with me with lips. I don't have a setting spray, but the Wet n Wild one is, like I said, $4.68. The e.l.f. ones are super cheap. I just don't have one. That's drugstore. Typically, I'll throw on my Pixie Glow Mist. It is not a setting spray though. It just makes like all the powders sink in and glowy. So this is pretty much the finished look overall with what I used today. I added up like all the prices of all the products, so I don't know if this is exact, but for sure it's under $100 for this full face of makeup. If you wanted to get some of the stuff that I have, this whole look that I did, the full face, would be $76.43. I added it up, but it's kind of hard to go about because I did use the single shadows. They are $5 each, so you'd have to add that up on your own. But overall, the point is that this full face for nothing over $5 would be less than $100 for sure, and probably less than 80. So 76 is about right. We got some really great products in front of us for not even over $5. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to check out any of my previous videos down below. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.